Hey guys, what's up? It's AshBFC here again, and this is going to be a video on my top 10 games of 2012 so far, since we still have like 3 months to go. I saw Scottish Duck did a similar video, did the exact same video, I'm stealing it, on his channel a little while back, and I thought, you know what, hell, I'll make my own. I can do that, right? Can I do it? The only difference between his and mine is no one's going to watch mine. So yeah, wow, this was really hard. That's what she said. Yeah, this was a really hard list to throw together. Because, well, you know, I can't play every game, you know, that comes out this year. So I can only really do it on the games I've played, and there's still a bunch I've yet to play which will make it to this list, but it was hard to fill this list of 10, because it has been a kind of a sucky year for gaming, let's be honest. It would have been a good year, but a lot of the games got pushed back to next year, so next year is going to be a pretty damn good year. But yeah, this year, not a great year for gamers. Yeah, so I've got 10 games here. They are in no particular order. What I'll do is I'll do this list now, the games so far, and then at the end of the year I'll do the proper list, the proper 10 in actual order. So yeah, so there's kind of some questionable games on here, and like I said, it was incredibly hard to get to put this list together. So some may raise some eyebrows, some may be like, what the, you know, and it will change at the end of the year. Like I said, there is still some, you know, potentially great games coming out, just a few, and there is some games out, which I haven't played, which I will do by the end of the year, which I'll go over that towards the end. But anyway, let's jump straight into it. Number one, again, this is kind of going to raise a few questions and be what the hell, but the first one, like I said, they're not in any particular order, but the first one I'm going to say is UFC Undisputed 3. Well, because I am a huge MMA fan, big UFC fan, and it's a great game if you're a UFC fan. If you're not a UFC fan, probably not that great of a game. But yeah, because I'm a huge MMA fan, and you know, I like to watch people punch the crap out of each other, and you know, whatever I like to do in the game as well, and you know, it's a good game to let off some steam, I think. I boot it up every once in a while, now and then, and usually straight after a UFC event is when I feel in the mood for it. But yeah, it's a fun game. I never really took it online that much. It's kind of a bit laggy, which it's usually the case in most Ukes games. They're not very good at online. But when it wasn't laggy, it's fun. But I played mainly career mode, and like I said, just random fights when I fell in the mood. It's a fun game, but it probably won't be on my list by the end of the year. But yeah, so that's UFC Undisputed 3. I do think it's the best one of the 3 games that are out so far. Is it 3 games? 2010, 2011, then UFC 3, Undisputed 3. Yeah. And the next one is, again, kind of a questionable one, but it's Uncharted Golden Abyss for the PlayStation Vita. This is a really good game. It's a great game. I would go as far to say it's better than Uncharted 1, in my opinion. Better than mine, in my opinion. It's nowhere near as good as number 2 or 3, but you know what? It's a really, really good entry, and a worthy entry into the Uncharted series, I think. And technically, the game's amazing. It's so close, you know, graphics-wise, to the PlayStation 3 counterparts. It looks phenomenal. I mean, the PS Vita it's an impressive device. It's just a shame there is, like, you know, absolutely nothing out for it so far. I mean, Uncharted is the only game I have for the Vita, and I've not bought any more. I don't feel compelled to buy any more. I don't even know is there any good games been announced so far. I'm not sure, but yeah. Anyway, that's Uncharted. So yeah. Anyway, the next one. We'll move on to the next one. The next one is Resident Evil Revelations on the 3DS, and oh my god, would you shut the hell up? This is why I don't like cats. It's up to me, I'd get rid of them. Whoa, easy! What's your problem? You must be able to hear that. You're interrupting the goddamn video. It's the best games of 2012 so far. Yeah, Resident Evil Revelations on the 3DS. It's probably my favourite game so far on the 3DS. It's really, really good. Now, I hate what's become of Resident Evil. I'm an old school Resident Evil fan. I've been playing it, since the first one in, 1996 when I was a very young kid, and it scared the hell out of me, but I loved it. I loved the survival horror. That's what Resident Evil is to me, and well, it's nowhere near survival horror. Capcom just given the middle finger to the old school fans. Yeah, and I'm very annoyed with it. I mean, 4's great. 4's a worthy entry into the series. I know it's the most highly rated and highly praised Resident Evil. My favourite Resident Evil will probably always be Code Veronica. That's just amazing. Resident Evil 4, it kept most of the themes. What is Resident Evil? It was a horror game. It kept the horror there. It was done well, and they did go for the more action style. But you know what? In my opinion, it's a very worthy entry into the series. Even though it was a little bit of a big departure, but it still maintained a lot of Resident Evil. In a way, it was kind of still, horror-wise, it was true to the series. I mean, those regenerating enemies, what they call regenerators. They were like some of the creepiest enemies ever in Resident Evil, so, it's a great game. And then 5 just left one sour taste in my mouth. That's what she said. Damn it. Besides its graphics, I didn't like a damn thing about that game. It shouldn't be called Resident Evil. It was just a horrible, crappy action game. And then number 6 is even more of a middle finger to the old school fans. It looks horrible. Why can't they just drop the Resident Evil name? They won't drop the Resident Evil name now because it's an established franchise, so it means more money. But it has regenerating health, so that alone is the reason why I will not be buying that game. But anyway, enough rambling. Resident Evil Revelations. That's the direction I think Resident Evil should be in. It's a fantastic game because it's a perfect blend of horror and action. This is something for the old school fans. It's true to the series in that sense. It's got more darker horror elements. And it keeps all the classic stuff like low ammo. Ammo's pretty limited, and you've got to use your green herbs and all that stuff. And then there's the action side of it, which it's the over the top shoulder stuff, and you can get guns like machine guns and stuff, and there's little action elements to it. But overall, it's a really good direction for Resident Evil to be heading in. But that ain't gonna be happening, is it, with number 6? But I hope they'll make another game. I hope after 6 they'll, keep it like Revelations. So, fingers crossed that it's not completely over for Resident Evil for me, but, whatever. That's Resident Evil Revelations for the 3DS. And the next one I'm gonna pick, I'm gonna say, because, like I said, they're not in any order, is The Darkness 2. Which is, I had the PC version, which I just thought it was a fantastic game. I was huge fan of the first Darkness. I thought it was brilliant. Its gameplay mechanics, using the darkness. It was, something I've not seen before in a first-person shooter, and it also had a really good story. I love the dark theme to it. Yeah, it was an awesome game. And then when 2 got announced, and I saw it wasn't being developed by Starbreeze, I was kind of like, yeah, probably not going to be that good. I was very sceptical, but then I watched a trailer on it, a gameplay trailer, not long before it got released, and I thought, that looks pretty damn good. So I thought, I'm going to buy it, and I bought it, and I was really pleasantly surprised by it. It's a really good game, very true to the first Darkness game, and in many ways, it's actually better than the first Darkness game. That's Darkness 2. The next one I'm going to say, again, is a questionable one, but it's Silent Hill Downpour. Now, I'm a huge fan of the Silent Hill series, and I'm very happy that the Silent Hill series is still, it's still a horror series. It's not quite survival horror as much anymore. It is still to an extent, but at its core, it's still they're all horror games, aren't they? They could easily sell out and, you know, go the Resident Evil way. But no, they stay horror, and I like that. I appreciate that. And although you know, it's not as good as it used to be, I still think it's great. I still, you know, loved Homecoming. You know, Shattered Memories was great, and I thought Downpour was a worthy entry in the series. I enjoyed it. I really did. It was very true to what Silent Hill is. Yeah, fun. Silent Hill Downpour on the list. The next one is going to be so look there, what we got. Pandora's Tower on the Nintendo Wii. One of the best Wii games I've played. Now, in all fairness, I've not got too many Wii games, you know, under my belt. I've not really played much of the Wii ever since it came out. My least favourite console this generation by far. But you know what? It has got its great games. You know, buried in there. But you know, Pandora's Tower. One of the games, part of Operation Rainfall, which sadly I don't believe this is coming to the US now. Like, I know Last Story and Xenoblade are out, but I don't think Pandora's Tower is going to be coming over there, which is a shame because it is, like I said, I think it's one of the better games on the Wii. It's really, really good. It's a, you know, it's a great third-person action slash, you know, platformer slash puzzle sort of thing. It's a really, really good game. Surprisingly, I really enjoyed the motion controls, which sounds weird for me to say that, because I hate motion controls for the most part. 99% of motion controls I hate. But you know what? They were great. They weren't too heavy, they weren't too forced, and Pandora's Tower, they worked well, and yeah. And you know what? And I think Zelda could learn some things from this game. It's a really good game. My only kind of gripe with it would be possibly the there's not too many enemy types, kind of a lot of enemies are the same, and the time mechanic thing, going against the clock, kind of gets a bit annoying because like you keep having to go back to your base to feed the girl monster's flesh, and it can get a little bit annoying. I prefer just to be able to do my towers in one go without having to, you know, race against the clock to get it done. So yeah, it's not too bad. But yeah, that's Pandora's Tower, a fantastic game on the Wii. Next one I'm going to pick is so look, Sleeping Dogs. Now, this is a brilliant game. This was a nice surprise for me. I was kind of leaning more towards the fact that this game would suck. I knew it was going to be hit or miss. It was either going to be really bad or it was going to be really good, and it ended up being really good. In fact, it ended up being great. It's a really, really good game. Yeah, it brings some pretty cool stuff, and you know, and it has a surprisingly good story to it as well. I thought. Yeah, I thought it was kind of a cheesy, sucky kung fu kind of, you know, story, but it's actually really good. It's a really good story, and overall it's a really good game. I think it really shines with its the combat as well, the hand-to-hand combat, which is kind of the main focus of the game. It's really good. It kind of has like a free flow sort of combat mechanic into it, much like you've seen in Batman, the Batman games, Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, and kind of like Assassin's Creed, where it kind of flows really nice, the combat, all the animations nicely integrated, so like you could be punching one guy in the face and then you can reverse another guy who's trying to kick you, grab his leg, knock him down, and it works like that. It's really, really good. So yeah, that's Sleeping Dogs, a great game, and I probably do think this game will stay on the list and still be on the list by the end of the year. The next one is Mass Effect 3, which I think is an amazing game. Now all I ever hear about this game is the bitch and moan about the ending. Oh, the ending sucked, it ruined Mass Effect. It's ridiculous. It's been blown so out of proportion. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Is there no pleasing gamers these days? Come on, what the hell? What the hell? And you know, let's just forget about the ending for a second. Let's just think about everything that came before the ending, okay? You know, across the entire Mass Effect series. But yeah, I think 3, sucky ending or no sucky ending, it's an awesome game, the best in the series, and one of the best games I've ever played. The Mass Effect 3 trilogy is one of the greatest trilogies I've ever played, and yeah, there's no doubt in my mind Mass Effect 3 will be on the list at the end of the year. Yeah, it's an absolutely amazing game, regardless of its ending. So, the next one, which I think I stated in one of my early videos that this was probably my game of the year so far. I'm going to take that back. But anyway, the game is The Last Story on the Nintendo Wii. It's the best Wii game I've ever played. I've not played Xenoblade yet, and that seems to get rated higher than The Last Story, but I do think Last Story will probably... I probably prefer Last Story, it's more my thing, but I'm sure Xenoblade will be amazing as well. But yeah, like I said, I've not played Xenoblade, so... But so far, The Last Story is by far the best Wii game I've played. It's amazing. I love it. I was a huge fan of Lost Odyssey on the 360, also by Miss Walker. That was it's one of my favourite JRPGs of all time. It's amazing. And yes, I was expecting big things from The Last Story, and it did not disappoint. It's a fantastic, it's an amazing game. It's an amazing game, and it's without a doubt one of the best games of the year, and it will stay that way. I think it's absolutely brilliant. It's got a great story, great controls, great combat. It brings some new things to the action RPG genre while kind of respecting tradition. It's brilliant. I absolutely love it. I can't praise this game enough. It's fantastic. Which brings me to what is, now I know the rest weren't in any order, but what is so far my game of the year, and that is Max Payne 3. Again, I'm talking about the PC version here. Actually, I did have the Xbox 360 version and the PC version. I completed the game twice. So I've done, they're just as good across all three platforms. So yeah, Max Payne 3. Huge Max Payne fan. The first game blew me away back in the day when I was a kid. It was amazing story. Such a dark, theme. Amazing dialogue. Remedy made two amazing games with Max Payne 1 and 2. And I was waiting for the longest time for Max Payne 3. I mean, how long was the gap between Max Payne 3 and 2 and 3? It was quite a few years, wasn't it? And then when it was announced and I saw that Rockstar was developing it, not Remedy, I was like, you know what? That's great. That's fine by me because Rockstar are an amazing company and they did an amazing job. It could well be the best Max Payne. It could well be. I'm not too sure yet. It possibly is. It's so true. If you love the first Max Payne 1 and 2, you're going to love 3 because it's so true to Max Payne. Its graphics are amazing. It's got a great story, again, great dialogue. It's got the best gameplay of all the Max Paynes. It's just brilliant. And it's got a multiplayer as well, which is another bonus. It's a fantastic game. Best game of the year so far for me. So that's Max Payne. Absolutely fantastic. Which then brings me on to the games that I've yet to play and which still got to be released. One being The Journey, not The Journey, just Journey on the PS3, which I'm hearing amazing things about. It scored very high, so I will check that out before the year is done. Another one which I haven't yet to do is The Witcher 2 on the 360 Enhanced Edition. Again, a very highly rated game, and I need to get around to playing that. And Tales of Grace's F just came out in Europe here on the PS3, so I will be picking that up. But whether or not I'll get that done by the end of the year, I don't know. Maybe, we'll see. But and then what's still to come out is Hitman Absolution. Again, I'm really looking forward to that. Could very well be on the list. Assassin's Creed 3. Looks amazing. I mean, I did lose interest in Assassin's Creed after Brotherhood. I started to feel there was milk in the franchise. But after watching videos of number 3, it looks amazing. Could be the best one yet. So yeah, that's Assassin's Creed 3. Could very well be on the list. Hopefully it will be. Then there's Halo 4. Which I'm not the biggest Halo fan. But you know what, it could be good. I'm keeping an eye on it. I mean, I do enjoy the Halo games. I just think they're very overrated. But I mean, the weird thing is, my favourite Halo by far was Halo Reach, which I know I'm very much in the minority there. I thought Reach was really good. I thought it was the best one. But yeah, but Halo, I got a feeling Halo 4 could end up being really bad and get really bad reviews. I'm not sure. I'll keep an eye on it. We'll see. Could be a surprise. I don't know. And then what else have we got? And there is Far Cry 3, which looks amazing. Very much looking forward to that. But as long as these games don't get delayed, they could very well end up getting delayed. I've got a kind of feeling Far Cry 3 will get delayed, but hopefully not. And then obviously Resident Evil 6 I couldn't care less about, nor could I care less about Call of Duty Black Ops 2. So yeah. But yeah, so that's my list of 2012 so far. Like I said, it wasn't in any order apart from the first one, Max Payne, and you know, at the end of the year, I will redo it and put them all in order, and I'll give you my final list. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. You know, maybe let me know your favourite games in the comments or something, and I'll see you next time.